This is my audience. My name is Emily, and I'm going to talk to you today about why you should get a flu shot. So according to the CDC, between October 1st, 2019 and February 22nd, 2020, there have been at least 18,000 flu-related deaths. That's just so far. The flu virus can affect anyone, which is why it's important to get a flu shot. As an emergency department technician, I see numerous people come into the ER with flu-like symptoms and are usually diagnosed with some sort of flu or admitted to the hospital due to secondary complications. So I will be talking about why it's important to receive a flu shot and why people don't get a flu shot and what that means for the rest of the world and the community. First, let's talk about the problem. The problem is people don't get flu shots because they say it makes them sick or it doesn't work. And this is mainly driven by misconceptions. Due to these misconceptions, only about half of Americans report that they plan on getting a flu shot. According to a US Census Bureau, there is roughly 329 million Americans, and only half of them plan to get a flu shot. Next, according to an ABC article, while the flu might seem relatively minor because it's so common, the flu can be deadly because of complications like pneumonia, heart disease, furthermore, according to the World Health Organization, hospitalization and death mainly occur among high-risk groups. However, worldwide, these epidemics can result in 3 to 5 million cases as hospitalizations and between 290 and 650,000 respiratory deaths. There have been 18,000 reported flu-related deaths in the United States so far this year, including 125 pediatric deaths. Second, I'll talk about how we can fix this as a community. So first, get a flu shot. According to the CDC, flu vaccination is not a perfect product, but it is the best way to protect against the flu. Also, according to the CDC, some people report having mild reactions to the flu vaccine. The most common side effects are soreness, redness, tenderness, and swelling at the injection site, as well as low-grade fever, headache, and muscle aches. According to what I learned in an anatomy and physiology class, the unpleasant side effects are most often people's own immune response overreacting. The body thinks it's an actual virus and plans like a full attack on the virus when it doesn't really need a full attack, just needs to build up some antibodies. However, these side effects usually subside within a day or two. According to the CDC, everyone 6 months and older should get a flu shot. Flu shots cannot cause the flu illness. Here's why. Flu shots are currently made in 2 ways. Either an inactivated, killed virus, therefore it cannot cause infection, or it is used with a single gene from flu vaccine instead of the full virus, just initial to cause that initial immune response. Second, stop the spread of the virus. If you experience flu symptoms, stay home from work and other public places to avoid transmitting the disease. Wash your hands often and avoid others who are ill, unless you are a high-risk patient. So we just learned ways to protect yourself and your community from the flu virus. Next, let's talk numbers. According to the CDC in the US, from October 1st to February 22nd, 2020, there have been at least 32 million flu cases reported, at least 14 million flu-related office visits, and at least 310,000 hospitalizations, with the majority of those admissions being ages 65 and older, followed by ages 0 to 4. Again, according to the CDC, the flu vaccination can keep you from getting sick. It can reduce the flu-associated hospitalizations for children and adults. It is an important preventative tool for people with chronic health conditions. It helps protect women during and after pregnancy. It can be life-saving for children. Lastly, it has been shown to reduce severity of the illness for those who get the vaccine but still get sick. According to the CDC, getting vaccinated yourself may protect people around you, including those who are more vulnerable to the illness, like babies, children, older people, and people with chronic health conditions. Finally, we have related the flu virus to large numbers of hospitalizations and deaths. So today I talked about why it's important to receive a flu shot, why people don't get the flu shot, and what that means for the rest of the community. Again, everyone 6 months old and older should receive a flu shot. In order to protect yourself, your family, and your community, you should receive an annual flu shot, a new one each year. Encourage your family and friends to do the same. If everyone gets vaccinated, imagine how those numbers of hospitalizations and deaths can decrease. Reducing the spread of the virus can also reduce the number of hospitalizations and deaths each year. So please take the time to get a flu shot, not just to protect yourself, but also to protect your family and your community and stop the spread of the virus.